Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you an example of how symbolism starts up again. Take this Doctor Who episode from 2014, Mummy on the Orient Express. Now if you fast forward to this year, 2017, we have this The Mummy film coming out, and we also have this Murder on the Orient Express film coming out. So, see how this is basically two bits of symbolism combined into one right here. See how it's basically that and that combined. Because, right, I mean, even this Hollyoaks train crash episode aired in 2014. Just like this Doctor Who episode aired in 2014. So, notice how the Orient Express is a train, just like this is a train right here. I mean, if you want even more proof, director Graham Harper, who worked on Doctor Who, also worked on this Hollyoaks train crash episode. Well, I should say episodes, really, because I think there was a few episodes about this train crash. But anyway, I mean, even there's a Doctor Who episode coming up called The Pyramid at the End of the World. Again, it's got to do with Egyptians and such. And that even links back to this Doctor Who story from the 1970s called Pyramids of Mars. Now, well, basically, this serial had robotic mummies in it. So you see how it's the same thing over and over again. Look, this episode aired in 4 weekly parts from 25th of October to the 15th of November 1975. That is massive symbolism there. All of those fives for the fifth age. 75, 15, 25. Even 4 weekly parts is symbolism, because the fourth age that we're in at the moment. Even if you think back to 2005 and the Christopher Eccleston era, there was an episode called The End of the World. Now, obviously 2005, that year represents the fifth age. But also, it obviously represents that we're literally nearing the end of the world in real life. We're nearing the end of days. We have Daisy Ridley. She represents the Revelation 12 woman, just like Mark Hamill represents Jesus. Luke Skywalker represents Jesus. Rey represents the Revelation 12 woman. Rey, just like a ray of light. That is why light is mentioned by Rey in the Last Jedi trailer. That is why she is wearing white for heaven right here, and she's wearing blue for Israel, Jacob, and Jesus. As the red is for the vesture of red that Jesus wears at the end times. So see how it's like blends in the iron with the clay right here, blends in the blue with the red. So basically, C-3PO is gold for the Golden Age. Then she has Luke, aka Jesus, on her shirt because it proves that she's on his side. She's on the side of the Christians. She's on the side of the Jedi because the Jedi represent Christians. I mean, see how Daisy's wearing white? See how this woman's wearing white? They even have the same hair color, look. Perfect. whatever Daisy is stood on in this picture represents her being stood on this moon. Like, Jesus was all about doing things for the poor, doing things for people less fortunate than ourselves. Just like Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill have teamed up for that Force for Change charity. So, Luke is also wearing white for heaven. May is the 5th month of the year. The 5th month for the 5th age and the 5th angel known as Satan. That is why on my Batman v Superman calendar this month it's Batman. Because Batman represents the 5th angel known as Satan. Literally, the 5th angel on my calendar for the 5th age and the 5th month. But obviously, like Superman, the Jesus character, is on different months of my calendar. Just like Wonder Woman, the Revelation 12 woman, is on different months of my calendar. So, that being said, see how this pirate symbolism is rising this month. What with Pirates of the Caribbean, Salazar's Revenge coming out, and even this Goonies level pack of Lego Dimensions coming out, because obviously that's got One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship in it. Sorry, I selected the skeleton. Sorry, I selected the skeleton organ by mistake there. I was meant to select this ship here. So, see how Hermione represents the Revelation 12 woman, and that is why she comes in this pack with Buckbeak, because Buckbeak represents the eagle mentioned in Revelation 12. So there's Hermione right there, and then, where is it? See this great eagle mentioned here? That's Buckbeak. So, Sloth represents Jesus, because Superman represents Jesus. And that is why Sloth wears a Superman shirt. The S for Superman, the S for Sloth. Daisy Ridley is even in this Murder on the Orient Express film, just to add to the symbolism even more. See how the smoke is coming out of the top of the train, just like the smoke out of the pit known as hell. So now, Luke is following in Obi-Wan's footsteps and becoming a hermit. Because Obi-Wan represented Jesus, just like Luke does. And basically, this staff that this bloke's got in his hand, that represents Rey's staff and Luke's lightsabers, because this bloke represents Luke. He is stood on top here, representing Jesus being on the throne and being at the temple. Just like in Star Wars The Old Republic, my character, Gaius 1, aka the Outlander, aka the Alliance Commander, he represents Jesus. See how he's got a beard just like Jesus and Luke and Obi-Wan? And basically he literally claims the eternal throne in the game. Just like, and it represents Jesus going to the throne. I mean, even Luke could go to Supreme Leader Snoke's throne in either The Last Jedi or Episode 9. So, I mean, this eagle here represents the eagle in Revelation 12, and just like Buckbeak and even the Millennium Falcon for the Millennium of Christ, or the Ship of Souls that leaves for heaven. So, see how this is has a woman's body, but it has the head of a dog, and so basically this is like Chewbacca and Rey combined, because like the woman's body is for Rey, and then the dog's head is for Chewbacca, because Wookiees represent dogs. Because we're nearing the end of the time of the dog, meaning we're nearing the end of the time of grace and mercy, when the pillar of grace and mercy is taken out. Jesus brought peace and justice to humanity, just like the Jedi bring peace and justice to the galaxy. And just like my character brought peace and justice to the galaxy when he claims the eternal throne. Now Jesus is gone, everything's gone to shit again. Like it was before he showed up. The people of North Korea and the people of ISIS will have to face the wrath of Jesus because they are beyond redemption. Just like Valen was beyond redemption in this game of the Old Republic. Valen represents the woman of wickedness, just like Barbara does in Gotham. I know I said in a previous video that I thought Barbara represented the Revelation 12 woman, but I was wrong. Because the Revelation 12 woman is good, but Barbara is evil, so she represents the woman of wickedness because she murdered her own parents. And she nearly murdered some other people as well. So that is why Barbara was literally sitting on a chair in the latest episode of Gotham, because that chair represents her throne. So you see how, like, the symbolism is over and over again. Valen and Barbara both represent the woman of wickedness, and they both sit on a throne.